Hello and welcome to Sunday Driver on the Outstation Productions YouTube channel. My name, of course, is Jack Coburn, and today we're just playing around a little bit with RFactor here, just so that way we can have some fun on a second series. This won't be a weekly thing. There'll be no big story, like there is with the Grand Prix Legends series. It's just something fun to do every now and then. We'll run a couple different race series here and there. No points will be capped. It's just drop in, drop out kind of races. Today we're just running the 94 Super Touring Cars here at Jerez in Spain. In fact, I don't want to do 10 laps of Jerez. I'll do 5. That seems fair enough, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so. So let's just go out and do a little bit of practice here and there. Jerez, if you've ever played the Moto Grand Prix games, you'll know about Jerez being one of the tracks on the Moto Grand Prix thing. It used to be a Formula 1 testing facility before they decided, hey, let's take some Middle Eastern money and move to Bahrain. But it also held Grand Prix from 1986 until 1990 for the Spanish Grand Prix, and then wow, okay. And then again in 94 for the European. And then finally in 97 for the European, which saw a clash between Michael Schumacher and Jacques Villeneuve, and with Schumacher being disqualified from the World Championship, and then Mika Hakkinen beating David Coulthard and Jacques Villeneuve to win the Grand Prix, leading to his 98 World title go through. I did no research for this before. I just chose a track at random. The car I am driving should be natural to anybody who likes super touring cars. It's a Ford Mondeo. This car was incredibly popular, especially in the hands of Paul Radisson. It won a couple of British touring car races in '93. But also won the 93 Touring Car World Cup, and then a couple more touring car races in 1994, and of course the 94 Touring Car World Cup at Nottingham. There's a great story in this month's Motorsport magazine about it. Really, this car was developed. They originally wanted to make a rear-wheel drive version of this car. Instead, they did not. They tried rear-wheel drive early in '93, but then moved to front-wheel drive because they could get it work a little bit better. And they used a Cosworth-tuned V6 out of a Ford Probe. Apparently the Mondeo 2.0, well, 2-liter engines were not good enough for touring cars. So they could use engines from the, any brand they had, they could stick that 2-liter, any model they had, they could stick that in their 2-liter touring car. I think Nissan might have done that too with Primera. Anyway, the story is a great one to tell. In it, you just wind up learning that Ford really didn't want to do anything to help them. Andy Rouse basically ran the team. Andy Rouse is the BCC legend, and in '94 he was the team manager for Ford. And they did a lot of work to try to get this to be actually good, but they just couldn't, you know, get it to be like consistent enough to win day in, day out. Unfortunately, they also had to go up against Alpha 155 TSs, which, if you don't know, were probably the last homologation special touring car ever produced. Homologation specials, of course, is things like Lotus Cortinas and Porsche 911 RSs. Cars that, because the series, they had to race in more production base, they had to have, you know, X number of cars built. Ford would not build a homologation special Mondeo for touring car usage. But
alright, that was a
generally
202.77.
Kind of work, you know, Andy Rouse's team really did a great job of working with the stacked deck they had, which always kind of impresses me. Kelvin Burt was one of the drivers. He was good enough to be considered for a Jordan F1 seat. Andy Rouse himself would run the cars too. Rob Gravitt, whose car I am using, was the 90 British Touring Car champion. And of course Paul Radicic, who proved to be one of the best touring car racers of that era. Super Touring is probably one of my favorite eras to run, only because if you ever played the Codemaster Toka games, you kind of, you know about Super Touring cars. I mean, it helped change touring cars from being TV, from being, distance races to being more TV friendly. Super Touring had series all over the world. I mean, Super Touring was even competing with Australian-made supercars for TV time in the 90s. They even got the Bathurst 1000 for a couple years as well. There's a lot of work I could do to make this Mondeo good, but, I mean, honestly, what is the point? We must have a little bit of fun here.
That was a 207.67.
Ooh. Ooh, I forgot this has damage. Okay. So that's all good. Alright. Let's go to qualifying.
Rear wheel is enabled.
Spin the car around. Again, if we don't qualify well, just get in there and battle through in the race. It's sort of the adventure of all this. We'll go out, we'll set a really nice fast time. Ooh. I almost want the car to be even more oversteered. Which means it will be a pain in the neck to try to get through the fast parts. Like here. Like just... Oof. Well, that didn't work out. Okay, well... Yeah, we'll put 3 laps of fuel in. Let's see. I'm gonna put a little extra grip, a little extra speed. I want the car to be oversteery. I want the car to be actually kind of stiff. What else do I want? I just want to lower ride height. Well, the ride height's as low as it'll go. Cool. Put a little bit more rear downforce on the back. Put a little more front brake bias in the car. Let's see, what else is there?
Real fuel is enabled.
Okay. And we'll head out. Okay. So then, well, don't break, man. I mean, if you saw these cars in the 90s, you'd probably remember they had such wild camber setup. I just like driving these. I mean, right before I started filming Grand Prix Leopard's Long Play stuff, I would just run touring car races just to get a feel for what we were doing. And I wouldn't even record. Oh, James Thompson. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, okay. There you go. Jerez, let me tell you, is not one of my favorite tracks to run. I think it's not the, I mean, and this is kind of the old layout, too. It's a little bit... Oh look! It's probably the card right now, the famous Volvo 850 estate card. Personally, I really like running these cards because it's just a pain in the hand to drive. I don't know. Maybe I will run a couple extra races in this series. Maybe I'll make it a long episode. I don't know. Just having a bit of fun is all that really matters. Probably won't qualify one. Woo! Yeah, you really have to make these things. You really have to make these things like wild in the, you know, really oversteering the fast stuff. Which in the Motorsport Magazine article they talked about, which I didn't realize. I kind of wish I knew that when I was, you know, playing Toka touring cars, that if I made the car a little bit you know, more oversteery in the slow stuff, or yeah, if I made this car more oversteery and less controllable in the fast stuff, it would really turn better in the slow stuff. Now, truth be told, in typical touring cars, especially typical world touring cars, or as a lot of people know it, Jared and Labonte stock car racing, I would run BMWs quite frequently, and BMWs are rear-wheel drive cars. Okay, you see, I'm in the box. Anyway, let's let qualifying shake out the way it's supposed to. Finish. So where am I? Oh, my no! Oh, I guess I didn't set a time. Happens to the best of us, I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's lower the tire pressure. Put down to like. Yeah, that seems about right. Didn't even bother wanting to bother.
Real fuel is enabled.
Test. Alright, 5 laps at Jerez. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, it is getting messy up front here. Matt Neal. Now, I think it's, key at the door. Ahead of me. I think it's Michael Bartels. Ooh, ooh. And they're going for it a little bit here. This is one reason why I really like running Super Touring, is it's really kind of close. It's really kind of fun. And personally, I really like the idea of doing an anything goes kind of series format. Where we just run different races and run different tracks and just kind of don't have, like, you know, they're all one-offs, it's all good enough. Like, I'm going to stick it to the side. Really really gotta stop trying to drive on the grass, but you know what?
That was a 2:23.42.
There we go. I'm just shoving it down there. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna stick this one down. So that, come on, come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. This is definitely not John Carr in front of me. I think this is definitely It was a premier touring car star of the early 80s for TWR Rover in Group 2. Maybe it was Group 1. And then, I don't know, I don't want to say disappeared off the face of the earth during the Group 8 era. I just don't remember him being, you know, in a good car during Group 8, but Bellhall hired him to run super touring car races in, well, really, early 90s, and he did a pretty good job overall.
Alright, that was a 2:06.09.
I am going to have no part out by the end. Oh, no, you're not. No, 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 no. There's one of those Alpha 155s that we were talking about the last of the homologation specials, and really the trick is that little boot spoiler on the back. Hilariously, so of course BTCC rules at the time basically stated that any car that wanted to have any kind of spoiler on the production model had to have. So, of course, teams like Nissan and Peugeot with their 405 already kind of had them on their cars. Alpha took it one step further. They put the spoiler in the back of the car, in the trunk, and if an owner wanted to install it, that was his prerogative. But technically, it was just for delivery.
2:08.08.
Alright, we have 2 laps to go. Yeah, Toka wasn't too happy about it, but by 95 all the cars had downforce. In a way, ruining, you know, I wouldn't say totally ruining, but changing the way touring car racing was. Ooh, man alive, does that thing want to understeer. Even in the fast stuff, does that thing want to understeer. Up. Come on. I will probably run more Super Touring Car races again. None of it counts, we're just having a little bit of fun. Something different, something extra to add to Sunday Driver. Personally, just really like driving these cars. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to get a top 5. There's no way I can catch first through. Well, let's say that. What do I do? Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, that was Ben Coleman running into me at about 100 miles an hour. Yeah, that was not like any stretch of the imagination.
Alright,
final lap. At least we're gonna finish.
11.50.
Really got the car to handle well. I'm actually really impressed. Because I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, especially with touring cars. I can kind of get an F1 car to be somewhat drivable with a little bit of work, but touring cars, yeah, not as much. Okay, what happened there? I don't think I cut the cords. That was weird. Okay, so apparently I'm not going to finish in the top 6. I'm going to finish next to last because of some vague technicality. Alright. Well, let's just do that because it is touring car racing after all. We're going down to that final hairpin. There's gotta be a big accident at the end. I'm gonna forget what the brakes are. I've run out of gas. Ooh! Yep, I've run out of gas. I thought I put more in. Oh well. I love how it marks me as having suspension trouble. So, of course, Steve Soper beats Joachim Winkelhock, Smokin' Joe. Gabriele Turchini, who continued to race touring cars long into his long career, into almost his 60s at this point, for Alfa Romeo. Alain Menu for Renault in their fantastic looking Lagunas. This is a year before Williams takes over and starts running their touring car program for them. Keith Odor in his factory Primera, and John Collin in his factory Vauxhall. So, 5 of the top 6 are all different manufacturers. One reason why I really love this kind of stuff. Of course, James Thompson is top independent in his dealer-run Peugeot, and Julian Bailey's engine blew. So, yeah, happens. Tiffany Dell, of course, of 5th Gear and Top Gear fame, 24th in his factory Nissan. Jan Lammers in the second of the Volvo estate cars. Didn't have a good run there. Happens to the best of us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jack Coburn. This has been Sunday Drivers Anything Goes kind of series. We did touring cars at Jerez. If you want to see me race something else, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more super touring car action, tune in next week. We'll probably be somewhere else. Anyway, give us a like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified of our next video. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. This has been a presentation of Alsatian Productions. Woo!